Hi everybody, welcome back to Andrew's Cast. It's Matthew Wong.
Joel Heavily.
Thank you. We've been on a little bit of a hiatus, but that's all right. We're back. I want to congratulate Joe's mom for a really good time in the run that she did while she was down in Montreal. It was really impressive. Yep. So congratulations. I hope you're listening and that you're recovering well after the run and you have your sights set on the next one.
She after we did the run, not me, like after I went to Starbucks and she did the run.
Yeah.
We went like all the way up to like Mount Royale and walked all around the park, and yeah, she's like a machine.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Friends of mine that I play D&D with, member of our party, they'd done a run the day before, and they weren't too happy with the results. And then their partner is like, well, you did run all the way down there from home. It's just like, and then, did you not run back as well? So, yeah, I get it. And, I mean, running feels good. It's great. But, yeah, congratulations. That's excellent. But, yeah, you'd been out of the city for a little bit. And
been away, and obviously had my mum over, and then work's been really busy, so finding time to sketch in has been very good. So, but we should go back to sort of regular. I mean, this week it might be a bit funny because of everything that's going on, but not this week, but next week.
I think next week we'll probably be back on track. For those of you not intimately familiar with my personal life, I'm getting married next week.
Getting married.
So that's amazing. So that'll be good. And hopefully, I mean, if you're watching Andrew's Quest, hopefully he records some of it and some of it makes the cut, not just I think this conveys what happened, But I mean, if that's all that's there, that's fine. I'm sure it'll be great too.
Yeah. And also we're back at Andrew's Cast HQ, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
This is. Yeah, and I think that a lot of the episodes leading up to today's episode have been me, you, plus guests. So it's just back to
just
regular scheduled broadcasts.
Yeah,
which is it's nice.
Yeah, it is good. But I mean, as always, if you're interested in contributing, or if you'd like to come on, drop us a line. That'd be great.
Yeah, definitely.
Shall we jump in?
Yeah, so we're up to day 111.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to cue that up, that's where we're at.
Yeah.
And let's jump in.
All right, everybody.
First, I'm going to clean out this closet and organize it so I can use it for storing more things.
So right there where he's just like, I'm going to do it, and then he just cuts to it being done. It's just like... Oh, I kind of wish there had been a little time lapse there. Would have been good.
So I took all that stuff out, and this is one of the boards for the shelves that I want to put in there. It's too long, so I'm going to trim them with my jigsaw, but I can't find the blade. So I go to Home Hardware, and I test out these blades in the jigsaw, and the lady that works there was not happy that I did that. Oh, check this out, Yeah, they were not happy, but I did it anyways.
So I think that's pretty genius. It's like, I'm going to bring the tool that I want to use these in and just kind of try it out here at Home Hardware.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Also, I feel like having a good tenon or a good wood saw, around the house is really good. Because if you were ever without power for your jigsaw, you just want to make that small cut. Wood saw so good.
Oh, so you mean just a small hand saw?
Yeah, just a little tenon saw, or I guess box saw they might call it here. Yeah. But those cats, is that the cat cafe that was very briefly open and then closed?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, on college it would have been there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the Toronto Cat Cafe. And I think that it ended up shutting down because of like conditions and stuff and alleged stuff like that.
Because I went to the one in Montreal.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, which was more. Felt like it was just like two cats that hung out in the store. We're very good. Like you can go and play games and stuff, but yeah, not anything on the level of like the cafes I went to in Japan, where it's like
Wall to wall
it's wall to wall cats in a
Yeah.
vending machine. You know, the cafe part is just the vending machine. You know.
So it's like it was like a capsule store and cats.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
And then in I believe it was Hiroshima, we went to a cat cafe, but it was also like dogs, a small horse,
Ooh.
a llama, and a pig.
This sounds just like a petting zoo.
It was, but like like these animals you like continuously interact with, and like the pig was super friendly, like,
Nice.
you know, like, and you know they are very intelligent creatures, so like they're like a dog, but more so with a big snout.
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that say like pot-belly pigs or like small pigs and that is
Yeah.
like a pretty good pet.
Yeah. So if you're looking for an alternative pet, you know that's what we're doing on this podcast now, is
We'll hook you up.
making those suggestions.
Yeah, yeah. I just like he's like they were pretty mad.
So this is after I've cut the pieces of wood to size. And not even, but that's okay. I'll just put those on top.
Yeah, so he's got a.
There's a time lapse of me assembling the shelves.
I was literally going to describe the scene, but that's exactly what he's
And
doing.
The
So
drill
good.
bit that I have doesn't fit the screws like perfectly. So it'll like maybe tighten them, sometimes it won't tighten them. It's kind of bullshit.
I like in the shots here, now that he's changed the camera angle a little bit, you can see the Krispy Kreme box from day 110 is still there, so it's good that that's there.
So I get about, I don't know, halfway, like putting all this shit back in, and I start looking at stuff, and I'm like, oh man, this is cool. And I'm getting pretty tired, but for the most part, I'm like, yeah, that's good for now. I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna go to TCAF. Yeah, I also remember that I need to take out this shelf because, well, I don't need two shelves. I'm gonna put something cooler there. Alright, so now it's time to go to TCAF.
So I don't think it's ever explicitly explained what TCAF is. I think visually it makes sense, like once you're there and you're kind of seeing it, but it's the Toronto Comic Arts Festival.
Oh, I've heard about that. Yeah. I think I tried to go last year, but the dates didn't work out.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could have bumped into Andrew.
I could have been, yeah.
That would have been something.
Could have like been passively on the quest.
Yeah.
No.
That happens like later when we're both at the X, which is pretty good. But yeah, it's a pretty great event. It's free, a lot of vendors, and a lot of neat indie comics and zines and stuff.
So I managed to get to the comic book convention at the Convention Center Union, which was very, I don't know, not like corporate's the wrong word, but it's very like, very mainstream comics,
Right.
you know, and then like, and you know, that's what a lot of people are going for.
Yeah.
Not necessarily what I was going to look for more sort of.
Was it a Comic Con?
It was Comic-Con,
Comic-Con,
but
okay.
it was like the books that were there were definitely very mainstream.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like the big three, you know. But yeah, that's what sells. So.
Yeah, that makes sense. And I mean, those can be kind of neat too. And there's like Dave or no, I guess it's more fan expo that sometimes Dave will volunteer at.
Right.
With like a board games room and like stuff like that,
Oh, okay,
and that's
that
pretty
sounds
fun
cool,
because there's
yeah.
like neat stuff that goes on there. But yeah, I don't know a lot of like the bigger cons because I don't know really who's who. So like a lot of the panels, I'm like, oh, I'm sure that'd be great. There's only been the one that I really regret not investing the money and time for, and that was the year that the Star Trek TNG cast was on, and like that, I should have gone to that. I regret not going to that. But, I mean, otherwise, it's like, eh. And but yeah, if you get the chance, TCAF this year is May 12th and 13th. Now I do think that the 13th is Mother's Day, but I could be wrong.
Not in the that's UK side of the world. Like,
No?
It's like it always falls like the weekend of my mum's birthday. So my mum's birthday is the 16th of March.
Of March?
Yes, we've already had Mother's Day. That's
Wow.
Because everybody for Mother's Day, like daffodils are a huge thing. So you get like a bouquet of daffodils. So
it might be tulips here, but yeah, it's May here. What about Father's Day in the UK? You're looking at me like
I've never
we don't even celebrate Father's Day.
Honestly, like
it's called the Mother's. It's called the Motherland. Like,
yeah, I don't. I have no idea. I don't think it's the same either. But I don't think I've ever given my dad anything on Father's Day. Like I've never given my mum really anything on Mother's Day because like the day.
Because every day is Mother's Day.
Yeah, exactly.
For Joe.
No, yeah, I'm not even really sure when my dad's birthday is.
Dang.
Maybe I want to say May 19.
Well, it's if so, that's coming up. You got a little bit to confirm. So place your bets now as to whether or not you think Joe's right.
Yeah, and I'll get back to you because like the one time of the year that I send my dad a text message
is around this.
This is like year like 2011, 2012. Like I know it's to say happy birthday, Dad.
So yeah, send us your best guess. Whoever's closest is gonna get an Andrew's Quest sticker.
Decent.
There you go. So there's a prize out for that.
Ride my bike over towards the Bloor. Just north of there.
I like he's got the volume if you can hear the bell in the background. I don't know if that's going to come through in our recording, but it's definitely in his.
The outside of TCAP. Whoa. Check out this production value on this like one continuous shot of me entering the building.
Yeah.
And the paid background actor that hands me this flyer for TCAP. Wow. Nice.
And looks like Jeff Lemire original art for that as well.
Could be.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like a lot of artists. Who was it? The Boys Club guy. He was there, and I don't know if it was last year or the year before, but that was pretty cool. I've had like a few of my buddies that do stuff that were there as well. So yeah, it's good. I mean, especially for free and like yeah.
Anyways, it's pretty busy in here. And I kind of only came because I backed a Kickstarter project, and the only way that I could get the book that I bought through it is to go here.
That seems so weird. That seems so weird.
No.
It's just like, sorry, shipping is an extra like stretch goal. Like, oh, okay.
In my experience with Kickstarter, the stuff I've backed, I've never even like. Once it got to the point where it was released, I think like everything I've ever backed has been like, oh, we didn't have these. We had like the problems with the thing, so we can just send you like a digital copy and like recoup you for the thing.
Oh.
And like.
What was it?
Backed for like a DVD adaptation of something that was made.
Okay. And
an animation that was made for it, and they like ran into huge like production issues, which was fine. Like it was like £15 I think at the time, and like 3 years later, they probably did send me the digital copy, but I was just like, I don't really want to download. And then like even with the FGC film, like I backed that, and I got the physical copy, but I think by the time that released, I was here. It went to the UK, and like other stuff that I backed and I like forgot, and maybe they sent it to me, but generally like everything like back when I was backing Kickstarter things, like I don't think I've ever got anything from Kickstarter and thought, oh, that's decent. You know, the payoff for it.
Yeah, I've backed a couple of things. I backed 2 watches.
Yeah.
So before Pebble got bought by Fitbit, like they did several Kickstarters. So their original, and then like their upgraded, like with the color screen and that. So I backed their color screen, the Pebble Time, and then I backed a new manufacturer's Moby for the TicWatch E, which is the one that I'm rocking now.
Yeah, nice watch.
Yeah, and some lens caps. They're supposed to be universal, but I didn't read closely enough. They're actually too wide for my lens formats, so I don't know. I'll end up giving them to like my uncle or somebody, I guess.
Yeah.
Or contributing to Andrew's crate.
Yeah.
So like the new crate that hopefully Andrew will announce at AndrewCon. But yeah, I mean, it just seems weird that you can back it. We'll have a physical copy, pick up only.
Yeah.
Like that seems really like you're limiting your.
And especially if you're trying to reach the internet's great for reaching out to people that are into what you're pushing, but not necessarily
or
located.
creating.
But,
Exactly.
You can find anybody, but to say you're going to make this, but you can only. You know, we again we're speculating because we only have, I guess, half the information presented to us, but
yeah, it just
does seem
weird.
really weird.
Yeah.
And it's kind of quiet in the library, even though there's so many people. And I think it's because all these like weird things on the ceiling.
It was a neat shot. Like they looked like, would that be like not quite a 2x4, like a 2x2?
Yeah, I would say yeah.
Yeah, like 2x2, and like they were running like the length of the ceiling. They looked like they were suspended by cord or cable.
Yeah.
And they looked like they were wrapped in cloth. And that probably is a lot of sand dampening. And it like looked cool too.
I just thought that was kind of neat. Biking back into my neighborhood, lots of trees sprouting. It's nice.
It's nice and green, so green.
Here's the book that I backed on Kickstarter.
So I'm gonna get it back so I can see what the actual cover says. It's Toronto Comics, Young at Heart. So maybe that kind of makes sense.
It's
like
so
it seems very
Toronto based. Right?
Yeah, exactly. It's just like
and Young is spelt like.
Yeah, exactly. Like Young Street. Yeah. So I guess it makes a little bit more sense.
And the cover is actually on a set as well, right? The sign is on a set.
Yeah. Rest in peace on the sets. There's no place like it, any place, which was how On a Set was described. So that's kind of cool.
I've only read like 4 of the short stories in there. It's cute. I also got this duck pin.
Pretty cool.
That's cool. Reminds me of the yes breadcrumbs. Sloth. Nap all day, sleep all night. Party never. I identify with that. Cool skull with halo pin. I'm into that. Here's a turtle pin.
Now I'm going to stop right there.
Like,
if you are a listener to the cast, you know that what would have been last week's episode, like chronologically, but
previous episode. Yeah.
We discussed turtles, and the question was your favorite Ninja Turtle, which sort of devolved into just what was your favorite.
Was your
and I was
favorite
trying
turtle?
to the other morning was trying to explain this to Lou, but it was like the morning.
Yeah.
And I was still like half asleep. And across turtle with tortoise, and it became the tortoise. Which now I've like started my own religion and decided that I now worship the tortoise.
Okay. And like
He's
the earth is built on its back.
Sure. I mean, I'm just building this as I go along, but I like that.
Okay. Because that's I don't know what creation story that's part of, but it's there's some
Yeah.
theology around that.
And I mean, if you're going to worship a deity, what better deity than a half turtle, half tortoise?
Well, Moses' God would say no other gods than him,
I know,
but I mean that's Moses' business. So
yeah.
you know,
Yeah. So, you know, if you want to join the Order of the Tortoise, you don't have to do anything.
you are already a member.
Yeah, sure. Turtle. I like turtles. And Death from Above. Starship Troopers thing. I just think that the patch looks cool.
Have you seen that Mitchell and Webb sketch?
I don't think so.
They're like, "Are we the baddies?" And it's like set in World War II, and they're in Nazi uniforms.
Yeah,
It's like, but we've got skulls on our uniforms. That's just like.
It's like so, like, you could, like, you must though think, like, if you were, like, in the SS, and you looked at that uniform, you were, like, genuinely were, like, you could not think you were fighting on the side of righteousness with that.
You just kind of like, well, I've cast my lot.
It's
Like,
so bad.
fuck. Ugh.
Oh, and I got this print of a Toronto map.
It's pretty good.
It's
I like
all
it's-
like, oh, nice buildings.
I like it's very colorful as well.
Mm.
And now it's like, I don't know, 6 or 7 p.m. I'm feeling pretty sleepy, so I have a nap until around 2 or 3 in the a.m.
Isn't that just a full-on
That's
sleep?
just, at that point, you might as well
Stuff in
carry
the
on.
closet, and I find these, it's like a postcard and like a promotional thing for Totoro at the TIFF Lightbox. Alright, now it's Mother's Day, and I'm off to go to my brother Matt's house. And we're gonna have Mother's Day hangout. This is the hallway outside of his apartment.
I love the music that's coming in on it. It's just like, that's really appropriate. That's really good.
Yay! Yeah, pretty good hangout. Fidget spinner. Looking at family photos. We had a potluck, which I didn't realize we were having, so I didn't actually bring anything. But there was lasagna, and it was really good.
Who made
Had some
Yeah,
green
of course,
folds.
yeah.
And then it's time to go home. And on my way home, I saw this park. I was like, yeah, what a nice park. Baseball. Alright, let's have a look at the apartment in its current state. I've taken down this shelf, which I didn't film, and I'm going to put a table here. And then there's a bunch of junk that I'm like, gotta organize. I might get rid of that table. I hung up some little pictures and the Toronto map and some Nerf guns. Yeah.
So a couple things there
What's
before we
that?
get into day 113. That park that I went by, that was Christie Pitts.
I thought it was, like
Yeah.
the other side of Christie Pitts.
Yeah, Christie Pitts there. It's great as he's cleaning up his apartment. The donut box
Yeah.
is now in the recycling. So, that's good. But yeah, the place is almost in its contemporary
I
form.
think so, yeah.
It's getting there.
It's so green in spring, like if you're listening to this in current continuity with where we are, it's so grim today.
Oh, today's like
So grim.
as bad as it's been all winter.
Yeah.
Is what we've got going on today.
Yeah, I feel like it should be like we're seeing on the screen.
Well, I mean, these are all in May, I believe. So, like, the last batch was May, what would have been, May the 14th and 13th. So, like, it's a month out. So, giving us something to look forward to.
What's up, guys? I didn't really film too much because not much happened today. What can I say? It's a lazy Monday. Some people at work were annoying. People seemed grumpy. But I don't know. It's a Monday. And it's just legend, you know? I'm gonna try to not let it bother me, because fuck this place. Yeah. Went home after working. Played some Persona 5. I hear girls prefer a dude who's hygienic. Thanks, Persona 5, random people.
It's a good life tip.
I didn't play over the weekend, so it was good to sit down for a few hours and get back into it.
I feel like I'd like to play Persona, but I'd have to get a PS4 to play it.
Or PS3.
Or PS3, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd like to check it out too. I mean, it seems like something like a game from last year that got a lot of praise, and
Yeah.
Andrew seems to be really into it. Just kind of like, oh, I want to check that out.
Also, I saw Sega saying that they're going to be releasing on Steam and PS4, Xbox, both 1 and 2.
Yep. They're also in Japan releasing a Master System Mini.
No way.
Yes way. Yeah, that's where I thought you were going with it. I was like, oh, there's just
I did
right there.
I did not know.
Yes. Yeah.
It's in the same as like the Super Famicom Mini they
like,
released, right? So it's going to have a library of games that. Wow.
Pretty great.
When is this slated to be released?
I didn't catch too much info on it, but it was like, oh, that's a great thing. It makes a lot of sense. Like, I mean, if you're
Sega at this point, well,
why not release another? Well, it's not a new console, but you
No,
know what I mean. Like,
yeah. Because there's still there is still people releasing Sega games, right?
oh yeah, there's people
Like
releasing.
making and releasing actual cartridges.
Yeah.
Still, yeah.
Yeah, people that release cartridge based for like a lot of classic systems as well, which is pretty neat.
Yeah, I don't know. There's something about like it's not. I guess it's saying like outdated, like forms of. And I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm afraid to like.
Obsolete
like
media.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I guess like the. Like in the art world, you'd say it was like a skeuomorph of that thing. So like using like. So Instagram's a perfect example of this. Like on Instagram, you've got the filters, and you can make a photo look like a sepia tone photo. So doing a digital formatted thing on to make it look like something that's not, that's a skeuomorph.
Okay.
Or like having a font that looks like a typewriter.
Okay, I'm also thinking like distressed clothing or like a distressed
I think
furniture,
that, yeah, you
stuff
could even
like that.
you could even go and say that that would be like skeuomorphic representation of that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I think when you I suppose like I thought about this a lot actually with people that like there's a very small like window of artists that use like digital, I guess like game programming for these, or like hacks for these systems to make art. Like I don't think like it goes like transcends like a nostalgic thing. I think it's just that we've got to a point now where I guess the coding and the skills, the accessibility of being able to do that with those mediums, like it's cheap enough to do, right?
I was
Not
gonna say
everybody's
like
going to be able to
right, because like and even now like a proper dev kit for a system, you need to be like a licensed developer in order to obtain it to code for the proprietary system that you're creating a game for, or porting a game for, and that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
And then, so it's not something that, as you said, is accessible to, I don't want to say necessarily indie development, but like hobby development.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Whereas
Or
with
enthusiasts.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Whereas like a classic console, I mean, you can I presumably you could run emulation to code it on.
Yeah.
And then if you've got
And I mean,
access to people that can do PCB stuff and you can actually get it made. So
yeah. And I mean I guess the greater point I was gonna make with that in really specifically actually Corey Archangel, who's a digital artist.
okay. Yeah.
He had a hack of Super Mario,
Mhm.
and it was just like all the data was corrupted apart from the clouds. So you just play it, and it's just the clouds. But he then, like on his website, gives you a complete step-by-step to make your own Corey Archangel clouds. So it's also like a lot of before modernity. I guess we're in like post-modernity now. Like the thing is like you've got this sort of cultic this object, right, which is put on the ivory tower, and this is the thing, this is the art, it's made by the maker, and it's special. So if you take away, like, I guess it's like art for everybody, right? So like it's like you can put art into the hands of everybody, and for me that's always been a great thing. Like when people have turned around and said, I don't like this artist, like anybody could do that. I never understood why that was a bad thing.
Yeah,
Isn't that a great thing? Like if you can, because you're not. I suppose if you presented it in a way where it's, it's not dickish and it's like, you're being like you're bearing your soul with it. That's a good thing.
I mean, even if it is like, I can't think of any examples that would be, but I mean, even like if it was an artist's intention to, egg people on to think that way.
Yeah.
It's like, well, good. You know what? If that motivates you to create, that's amazing, right?
Yeah.
Like, creating even out of spite, you're in the end, the net benefit is something good, right?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
That's why I was trying to egg on Mike. It's just like, yeah, just do it. Like, it's not.
Like, what have you got to lose? Like,
come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's. I think like a lot of those same ideas probably were discussed at the advent of photography, right? And when everyone said painting was dead because now.
Or you just take a picture of it.
Yeah. So like that actually that traces through art history. You can see like the forms and ways painters start to think about painting, other than representations,
right?
So, you can see it like, and there's a lot of artists that play with that. But
I haven't even thought to like, just because I mean that's something with technology that, I mean, it's ubiquitous and just becomes commonplace and mundane, like at a certain level of technology that you're born into. But looking at the ramifications of new technology on classical mediums that have like existed long before and continue to still be mainstream, right? Like to see influences from the technological advances throughout, and how as you said, like artists are adapting the medium to express what they want in a way that can't be either captured by but yet still influenced by the new technology that's out.
Yeah.
It's a neat thing to think about. Like, I'm trying to think how Andrew's Quest would, or has. So we'll have to see.
I'm sure it's there. We just need to,
Yeah.
pin that down. But that's like, this is another, we've really gone off on a tangent now, but.
That's what we do. This is the classic Andrew's cast right there.
Yeah. So if you want to come on and talk about, art history and the advent of photography, hit us up.
Yeah.
Another day going to work.
Oh, those leaves and flowers.
And around lunchtime, the network went down. So I went outside. Decided instead of waiting for like 10 minutes for a microwave, go hang out with Donovan, hang out in this food court, just sit around for a while. Yep. This is just like one long continuous shot.
It's going down.
To show you what it's like to go
Escalator.
to the underground city.
Now, this looks like the path, right?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, yeah, it says
Yeah,
it up
yeah,
there.
yeah,
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
The path opens and closes at really odd times. I think we've said this before, but like it's 6 o'clock. Like Tim Hortons is closed in there, which is crazy.
That's-
to me. Yeah.
That is bonkers. Huh. I just avoid going down there if I can. I don't like it.
Some shit's going down at work. Probably shouldn't really talk about it. Because
Yes.
basically we're all slackers. I don't know.
So many people down there.
It's kind of neat, eh? Like all these people just underground. It's crazy. Whoa.
So I know exactly where that part of the path is because I've sat there the other evening just
Yeah?
before I went and saw Jules. Yeah.
Did you get yourself a chicken and broccoli?
I didn't because everything was closed.
Oh,
I just sat there and like no one was there because it was all closed at like 6 o'clock.
weird.
Yeah, it was so weird.
Like, it wasn't even like on a holiday or nothing? Like, it was
No,
just...
it was just like a Thursday maybe.
That's so weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. Chicken and broccoli.
That's so classic Andrew right there.
Yeah, decent lunch. Time to go back to work. Decent boring shit. And I'm like, time to go get some groceries at No Frills. Oh, my
That was a
God.
really good
What?
fade in, like, the cut.
And of course, I need some Asian sauces. But not a lot this time. This time I'm just gonna make beef and broccoli. So I'm gonna choose some beef and broccoli sauce. And I like this No Frills because it's normally not too busy. Like every time I've gone, I have to wait for maybe like one person in line with my beef and broccoli.
That looks like so much more beef than broccoli.
I'll let sizzles a little bit longer. Throw some laundry in. Yeah. Good old laundry. Here's the lint. I always like cleaning out the filter. Because it's like, man, look at all this lint that I
Should do a lint
Even though it's
removal
like-
supercut.
That was a good. That was
Yeah,
I like
yeah,
that.
transition was
Yeah.
good too, yeah.
Folded laundry.
It's like a zoom out cut. Yeah. So this is really great. He did grocery shopping, cooking, laundry. Right there, that's the holy trinity of Andrew's quest. All in one episode. It's a perfect episode.
I'd like the only critique I would like to see more fridge shots. Like
Oh,
maybe-
fridge?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like if we can see maybe some of that beef and broccoli portion to put in the fridge, that would have like.
Yeah, yeah.
But I don't know, like if we had that, maybe we'd have lost the cut here.
Yeah, that zoom out.
Yeah, so maybe I'm alright with that. Maybe I'll take that. I take that back.
Yeah.
I take that back.
It's all good.
Another day, another dollar. Working at Legend 3D. Oh wait, this is after I worked. So I just recorded my whole bike ride home.
Yeah, so this is a very
It's
visual
good feeling,
episode.
but I'm gonna speed it up, so that'll be cool.
It is pretty cool.
I
Had a
like it.
decent day of working. I feel like I was productive. But yeah, I don't know. You know? sometimes it's easier to just work instead of being a slacker.
Yeah, I mean, if you have to work to slack,
Yeah.
like, are you really slacking?
I don't know. This is like a tree falls in the forest. You know what I'm saying?
Eat some dinner, play some song, clean my bike chain, and then as I'm testing out my bike, I'm noticing that when I do this, I hear some really bad gurgling sounds. Here's another gurgle sound.
Oh, it's like a scraping.
So I'm not sure what's up. Starting to think that maybe my bearings need to be repacked or something. I don't know.
Yikes. Yeah, not a good sound. I mean, especially if that's your primary vehicle.
Yeah.
Oof.
But, you know, at least on a bicycle, it is, you know, if you had a car with that sound, you've got to take it to the garage, and they're like, oh, it could be this, this, or this, so we'll do this. And then it comes back and it's still like, at least with a bike, like, if
When
it's
I
a
do
bulk
this-
rocket, it's like, that is the
Yeah.
whole part of that drivetrain. Like,
Right, yeah.
Another good point for owning a bicycle.
It's true.
You know, or just transit everywhere, and then you don't have to own any vehicles.
I think Andrew's got it, though. Like, Andrew's got it made. Like, he loves his bicycle. You know?
Yeah, I mean, it takes real passion to, you know, and if you've been watching along with us, you can see, like, taking the chain and cleaning it, like, the amount he does, and the an upkeep of the bicycle,
He keeps it running real good, yeah.
you know, and just, you know, just for me, like, riding in the rain.
Yeah. Or throughout the winter.
Yeah,
Or, like,
or
just...
during, like, the wet trouser, dry trouser scenario, yeah.
Day 116.
Hey, welcome back to another week of me just going to work. Hope you like seeing this. This is on my lunch break. Gonna go eat some food, court food. And I got this burger from Wendy's because the line was short. And I like this Wendy's because it's like I pay for my food and then bam, the food's just there. It's the best Wendy's. And then of course I gotta salt up these fries because salt tastes good.
You can see
the
the
Now,
salt
do you not
on the
think
fries.
it's like a travesty that there's only like 2 Wendy's downtown?
Is there only 2?
Yeah. But if you go north, there's more Wendy's than you can shake a stick at. But
In the core.
downtown,
Huh.
I only think of that one and the one that's just down from Wesley and Young.
I don't know that one. It'd be interesting to see, like, just like a Google Maps or like, I guess the Wendy's
that's
corporate
really, like,
information to like
If
find
you
out.
go like up to Vaughan, there's
Mhm.
like every other spot is like Tim Hortons.
Do you think it's
Wendy's.
just? Well, I mean, Tim Hortons everywhere.
But they're like a split, like, you know, like one side.
Oh yeah. No, there's one like that out near where I work at Kipling there.
Yeah.
Kipling and Dundas has got one of those basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, of the fast food places, I don't know if we've done a ranking. I would put Wendy's high in the tier list.
I would say like Wendy's and A&W are way up there
yeah,
with mine.
yeah. Me too. A&W's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not really sure where I'd want to go otherwise if I had a choice.
Yeah,
I
no,
guess,
if I'm
like-
gonna eat if I'm gonna eat at fast food, it's gonna be A&W or Wendy's.
Yeah, like
Or Popeyes.
if I get an option. Like, I
Yeah.
mean, otherwise, the only other times I can think of when I'm eating fast food is on those, like, rest oasis kind of style stops along, like, the highway.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, well, I guess this is what it is. But most of the times it is actually Wendy's and Tim Hortons. So it works out.
Hanging out with Remy. Yeah, this is the end of the workday. And then I went home, played some video games, made an Andrew's Quest episode.
Decent. Should we just get into day
Yeah, I
117?
think so, yeah.
Hey, it's Friday. That's good, right?
Yeah.
Pretty nice outside. Decent weather. Taxi cab parked in the bike lane. 4 ways on, just smoking. What a piece of shit. Well, time to go to work. And now this is after work. I'm hanging out with Remy. I'm like, man, let's go get some ice cream. And look at the dog.
It's a really good looking dog.
What a fluffy dog, yeah. It's always good to see a dog on the street. So we went and got some gelato. This gelato's the spiciest ice cream.
Now, I just want to clarify for our listeners' sake, if you haven't actually had gelato ever, it's not actually spicy, so don't be disappointed if you're expecting like a jalapeno or like a red, like chili.
Chili, yeah, like a
Something
chili
like,
pepper.
chili,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's just not gonna happen. Well, there might be like somewhere in the world, but I've never seen it.
I've never seen it either. There's really good gelato actually not too far from here.
Oh really?
Lansdowne and St. Clair. So
I mean, I could go for gelato.
if winter ever actually ends, I want to hit that up for sure.
I got a large, thinking that the cup was small, and then they just stacked that ice cream on me. Hey, nice one. This one's so flavorful.
Okay, have you ever seen? There's like a video of a little girl having cola for the very first time. That's exactly what that expression reminded me of. Just like this, wow, just a really good expression. Yeah, looked good.
Yeah.
Did he? He didn't say what flavors he got though, right? He
Nope.
just says-
Well,
No, just said it was very
gotta
flavorful.
get some food for road trip, camp trip thing that I'm doing. With some pals. So I go to Loblaws. Alright.
Oh, I'm gonna turn this up a bit.
Tomorrow I'm going camping. I wanted to show you some of the stuff that I packed. This is sort of my bailout bag, which is a bag that you can just sort of grab and then leave, and you'll have most of the stuff that you'll have, or like that you'll need. Although I haven't packed it with stuff that's like, oh, this is gonna be like super survival gear. It's more of like a road trip bag, where it's like, if I go on a road trip, I'm already half packed.
That's a convenient way to pack.
Start off with this top compartment. I just have like tools, some rope, zip tie. It's like I don't know, wearing stuff. Here I have toiletries. Yeah. This little pocket. Where's the zipper? Have a phone charger, USB to cigar lighter.
Look at this cigar, not like
Cigar.
cigarette,
Yeah.
not a cigarette lighter. Yeah.
And an old Metro Pass in case I need to like shim a door open or something.
I feel like this is like a zombie apocalypse-esque bag also. Like, you know,
Yeah,
all these
yeah,
things would
well,
work
that's-
well in the
It's
uprising into the zombies.
Yeah, it's this bug out bag, right? Like he just grabs it and goes, and he's just like, all right, let's get out of here. It was funny, like when he brought out the card, he's like, you know, in case I ever, I was like, what, like bust up a line? Like, wait, what? And then I was like, no, I guess like scrape frost from like a car windshield, like, but yeah, shim open a door. Why not?
And then in here, I just had some old junk food, like Pop-Tarts, because I think like, Pop-Tarts aren't going to go bad anytime soon, right? So I can just leave that
Very
in there
true.
for a long time.
I wonder what the shelf life for a Pop-Tart,
Like forever.
Okay.
I have food for 2 days, probably a little bit more. So I just packed like a bag of cereal,
Those look like oat squares.
4 buns, 4 apples, some brie cheese, a bunch of pepperoni sticks, and some pepperoni. Probably more meat than I'm really gonna eat, but I can share it. So that's good. And sleeping bag. And then in my everyday backpack, I have the usual multi-tool and flashlight, water bottle, ear ties, bungee cord thing. And I probably won't need it, but I brought a tarp, a hammock, some cord, a swimsuit, and then change of clothes for 2 days. And
All the stuff.
It looks really packed in well.
Yeah.
got some sunscreen, sunglasses, and Kleenex. And that's probably more than I'll need, but I kind of always think about just like abandoning my life and then stealth camping out in the wilderness and just becoming a forest man.
So
I'm probably never gonna do that, but
I was listening to a podcast the other day, and it was about a dude who was he was like a cop, I guess in the 70s or 80s, and he was like a crooked cop in, I think, New York, and he just did like really messed up stuff, and he got caught, and like word got out that he was going to go to jail, and then like word got back to him that once he got to jail, the people that were like in jail,
we're gonna get him.
Yeah, said so he like left his life, drove up to like the border with Canada, like ditched his car, and lived in the woods for like 15 years, maybe longer than that actually. And
Just
then
by himself?
just by himself,
Off the
off
land?
the land, eating like raccoons and
That's
vermin.
pretty big game. I was gonna say like grubs and berries and
No,
stuff.
like he did it, and then
Did he make himself like a proper cabin and
he
stuff?
like
or,
continuously moved around. Like
Oh.
this, like went anywhere. He said he went anywhere on like the east coast apart from I think New Hampshire because he was a black dude. And he said that there were white people in New Hampshire, so he couldn't like easily
come into town and be like,
yeah,
hey neighbor.
yeah. So.
Yeah.
And then he actually met someone one day, he came across someone who was like on the run doing the same thing, and he like laid down the law to him and said like, this is what you're going to do, you're never going to see these people again, like, you know, you're never going to see, because he had like a family and like, just left them all, you know.
Well.
And yeah, and then, you know, it went into a bit of, you know, where he like found God, and then went down to, I think somewhere in the south, like Florida, and turned himself in. And then they were like, oh, well, there's actually no record of you. You're not unwanted for anything, like, on the system. He's like, you're completely free to go. And, like, he made them go across the street to, like, the paper files. And he was on, like, the paper files, and it had just been so long that it never...
They didn't transfer it over. Wow.
Yeah, and then he went in front of a judge, and she said, you know, I'll suspend your sentence for time served or whatever, because you know you've destroyed your own life effectively. But yeah, it was like
Well,
I didn't really feel. I didn't feel sorry for him at all because the stuff he did was so bad that I was just like,
Yeah.
you deserve to have like.
Oh, you think he should have faced
Yeah,
like a conventional punishment?
They were so he was a policeman,
Mm-hmm.
and like these policemen were, like stopping people for no reason. Like they stop young girls for no reason. Say, right, if you don't have sex with me, you're gonna
Right.
go to jail. And then they did it, and then they still arrested him and charged him anyway.
Yeah,
Because they're like, yeah, you gotta always cover your own back. And I was like, you scumbag, like.
of course.
Yeah, so, I was like, you deserve whatever you were going to get.
But I mean, so I mean, with like the criminal like justice system and incarceration as a punishment, is like it in part it's to reform the criminal. Is it not?
I don't know. I don't know.
Like, do you think that's part of? Because I think like. If you were living outside of society and you come to realization, like it says a lot that he got to a point where he turned himself in, and then to the extent where after being exonerated through like not actually being in the system to be like, no, I'm there, right?
Yeah.
There's a certain
I mean,
a certain
the story.
like. What kind of life is it to live on the lam, like completely outside of society for that time?
And I think
right? Like
once he after everything, I mean not flew over, but everything was like settled. He still sort of semi lives just in the woods.
Oh.
And then spends other time then I believe like some sort of redemptive. He's working with people that are the victims of that sort of thing, which, I guess it's almost, I can understand he didn't, like, go to prison and be beat to death by the people he put in, wrongfully put these people in, but he also destroyed his own life, and what sort of life was it that he just eat raccoons in the forest? But I sort of do feel like there's still, for a fact that these people that he did the things to, what sort of, any sort of closure or feel like a system, it's like, if anything, like, the guy is like redemptive, it's like, that's not really for you to feel like you should, for sure it's good that you've learned your lesson, but that's not how...
You still feel like he has a debt to pay?
Yeah, I just feel like...
And I can understand that.
There's a lot of, like, trash that goes on. Like, in society it's not how it should be, is it? And you just... Especially in the States, you hear about all this stuff that goes on, you just think it's so bad that... When you hear a story about, like, cops in the 70s being so corrupt and doing all this stuff, it's just like... Those people to me are people that, you should take honor in what you're doing, and you, the public servant, you're doing that job to protect and serve, not to line your own pockets. And I don't know. Andrew's quest.
Times like this, I think about it. I'm like, man, I could become one with nature. I don't know, no? I'll just not do that, I guess.
That stare is so good. So after he says that, he just like he's got like a 1,000-yard stare, and then he turns all of his focus onto the camera, and it's too intense.
I could just unquestionably, Andrew is happier when he's living the neat life, and you can see that in current continuity of the quest. You can see how much happier he is than when he was a legend. So I could totally see him if things didn't have went the way they went with Legend. That I could see him, in a tent at Hyde Park.
At Hyde Park, yeah. Day 118.
Yeah, I think so.
All right, let's roll it.
Hey everybody, it's time for another road trip episode.
Turn it down.
Yep. Alright, so we're in Toronto. Gonna go pick up our one late camper. Go down to the gardener.
So who do we? Okay, so in the fan so far, obviously we've got Andrew.
Yep.
We got
Max.
Max,
Yep.
Arthur,
Yep.
and Tyler.
Yep.
And then we're leaving Toronto. Yeah. I've been back home for like, I don't know, 2 hours at this point. So I'm kind of tired, but whatever, you know? This is like close to a power plant or something.
So this is like Lake Ontario right
You can see
here.
the lake. It's pretty muddy. But that's alright, you know? First stop, gotta stretch your legs a bit. Check out these, I don't know, bluffs, I guess they're called, whatever.
Like Scarborough Bluffs.
And then Burger King for lunch, you know? Classic road trip restaurant.
Max in these shots looks like the lead singer of like a hardcore band.
Alright, we've come to our
Yeah.
first
Yeah, I
campsite.
can see it.
It's along the Trent Severn Waterway, Lock 24. This is the Lockway.
So this would be in Douro,
Okay.
Ontario, which is a little bit northeast of Peterborough.
So it's
And
boats
they're big
travel
on canal
between
boats?
water. I think it's like
I don't know.
you use it to go up a hill or like around a hill,
So like,
like something.
it would have been more
It's about
important
hills
for like
and rivers.
trade originally from like
But
northern
yeah,
Ontario.
Let's go through this. Alright, so this is our campsite. This is the authentic. And I was a little like, man, we're right next to another one, but they actually didn't, they weren't loud or anything.
It's
They're
like
probably way louder than they were.
glamping to the
Yeah,
max.
it's definitely glamping.
Like
Pretty spacious.
real nice.
And after we set up, it was like, well, it's time to hit the road again. Because, like 15 minutes away, there's we're gonna go caving. Check out some caves. Yeah, I didn't think it would be busy, but it was actually pretty busy. A lot of people want to do caving.
At first, I thought that kid was wearing a Naruto headband, but it's a headlamp. That's what it is.
Yeah, we didn't really check out all the caves. Just sort of did one entrance and then like went through until like the fourth entrance, and, like left through there. It's I don't know. It goes pretty deep. Like I went down and there was still ice in the bottom part.
I wonder what kind of animals live in there.
Yeah, I was just wondering the same thing.
It's kind of spooky down there.
My abs are just so thick.
Because you gotta think like raccoons love those sort of things, right?
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
even
yeah.
thinking like
And then
bears.
Max
Yeah.
slipped and he broke his phone.
Oh,
So that's a bummer. We were only there for like,
poor
I
Max.
don't know, maybe an hour. We're all tired from like crawling through there.
Also, it seems like there's no, well, at least to me, it seemed like terribly dangerous.
Oh, it was just like
Just
yeah.
like, you know, I can imagine that young man with the headlamp torch just going in somewhere, drops his torch, doesn't know which way it goes.
Oh
but
yeah, getting
he-
disoriented
he
could be
found
pretty
it,
bad.
You know, 4 weeks later.
Well, he had his parent there.
Yeah, but you know,
Plus,
they
it looked
could-
like in all of the shots, there looked like there was at least 5 people in each of the shots. It's just like, I think there's enough people that it's relatively safe, and I think that it's on a conservation area, at least what I was able to find. So there's probably like a check-in, like when you
Oh,
drive
okay,
in,
like
right?
a ranger comes through.
Well, not
maybe?
necessarily. Well, it might get patrolled. Like there might be people that like come in after the fact, but like you check in at like a gate, right?
Right,
So
okay,
like you
yeah.
know like yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, according to what I found, and this was based on just again Google Maps searching around the Lock 24, that this is most likely the Warsaw Caves Conservation Area and campground.
Okay.
Yeah.
The just going on to the animals,
Mm-hmm.
down where my mum stayed in her Airbnb,
Mhm.
down by the beaches, a sign saying, "Watch out for coyotes."
Mm-hmm.
Coyotes going around eating all the cats.
Yeah.
I didn't think there was. I was shocked.
So those types of predators in.
Well,
yeah.
I knew there's. I wouldn't have. I just didn't
There's-
expect them to be in the city.
Yeah, there's coyotes and fox like in
Mm.
Hyde Park and around, and then like more in like Etobicoke and stuff as well. That type of like predators as well.
Yeah,
But yeah,
Yeah.
and like out to like the east and Scarborough and that as well.
yeah. Because I remember last year when they had the bear up at Richmond Hill.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It was like pretty north of this of
Yeah.
the city, but still pretty south. Considering that it's
Yeah,
a bear.
Yeah.
I heard reports a couple weeks ago, a deer hanging out in the DVP, like not in traffic or anything, but like to
Yeah.
the side of the DVP, which is pretty great.
My arms are all muddy. I got my pants dirty. So on the other side of the parking lot, there's this calm pond. The other guys wanted to go swimming, even though it's super chilly. So,
I'm not gonna try
then
that.
he actually realized that his phone is broken.
Oh, nice. That's very
But
broken.
it actually still works.
So, like, cracked apart. Now I know a lot of people not too into swimming in lakes because of like the ground can be kind of gross in
yeah,
lakes.
yeah.
Do you hold that kind of mentality, or
don't-
you just like
I'll
I'll just
swim wherever there's water. Really,
Alright.
this looks like it doesn't seem to get deep enough to swim. It seems like is that Arthur out there?
I don't know who this is. Maybe
But it seems like he's gone a long way.
he's like what,
And
maybe
it's-
100 meters?
Still the same depth.
Yeah, it's like not quite at his knees.
Yeah. No, I do. There's the reservoir that feeds my city at home.
Mm-hmm.
Is quite near to where like borough is where I live.
Yeah.
So yeah, like we spend a lot of time up like around there, bothering with the lake. You shouldn't swim in it, but we.
I was gonna
swim in
say, I
it,
was like,
yeah.
I don't think here, but it's okay.
Yeah.
There's a quarry along Highway 2 outside of like Shannonville.
Yeah.
Like the Shannonville Raceway and that. We'd go there a couple times, and a whole bunch of like smaller lakes, like Robin Lake and stuff like that. But I don't so much mind it. And to be honest, like I prefer like a soft bottom over to like a
Yeah.
rocky.
Yeah. No.
Like
Definitely.
stony bottoms
yeah.
can be like stony bottoms are okay, but it can be more like painful on your feet.
I guess like the ocean always feels so much cleaner
Mm-hmm.
than freshwater.
Yeah.
Because you don't come out when you eventually do come out and you've got to walk back through the mud. There's nothing that isn't with like when you come out of the beach, it's just sand, right? So
Yeah.
it just dries right off.
Yeah.
And also, I know it sounds silly, but there's something that you think like the salt water is somehow like a chlorine, like you know, like they're yeah, I don't know. I
Yeah.
don't know.
We'll have to go to Presqu'île and the Sandbanks this
Yeah.
year. Have you been? Have you
I've never
been
been,
since
no,
you've been?
no.
Oh, we've definitely got to go, because even though it's Lake Ontario, it's like proper dune sand,
Yeah,
sandy beaches
yeah.
and that. So yeah, don't
Decent.
so
Yeah.
much get like what you're talking about, like when you're walking on your way back in, like
Yeah.
having to like go through,
Yeah.
you know, like a small lake, kind of, you know, muck in that, like it's sand up to the shore now. Andrew's out.
Yeah, I don't know why, but the guys that went in, they just kept walking, even though it's so cold. But it's a pretty quiet spot. It's pretty nice. Spent maybe like, I don't know, 45 minutes
I
there.
think the sign
Yeah.
confirmed
Yeah.
Warsaw.
To the campsite.
Say it exploded.
Yeah.
Now I don't think we've been
Start
introduced to
fire,
the person that's hanging
do
out
some cooking.
with Arthur here.
No. I thought for a minute it was one of the dudes that was from Legend.
Yeah, no, it's not. Fire roasted hot dogs. Pretty good. The secret is to get pre-cooked. Like that's
Yeah.
Always get pre-cooked. And I like roasting some broccoli and potatoes.
I've never
I
seen
think the
any
potatoes
really
should definitely be
wrapped in
wrapped
foil.
in foil. Yeah. Or maybe you want to say that with
After we
broccoli
ate
as
some
I've
well.
never seen
We
anybody
wanted to
roast
go check out the
broccoli
dam
over
that's,
a campfire.
upstream
Just
of
like on a
us.
grill. Yeah.
And it's pretty loud, but you can't really hear it from our campsite. So that's nice. This is a slow motion video that I took of me. Really neat.
So good.
Then I roasted an apple. Because it's like in Zelda when you get a baked apple. It actually was good.
I can't support a whole marshmallow.
Chocolate first, then the
No.
This is such a creative way to cook a s'more here.
Yeah, there we go.
So Arthur's got, he's balancing a graham cracker on a roasting skewer, and then he's got the marshmallows on top of the graham cracker over the fire.
I'm laughing at you.
So we have my second grand cracker ready. I'll put it in there.
Look at that technique.
Oh my god, that melting form. The forbidden technique.
Shut up. You think the graham cracker is burning at the
Yes,
bottom?
I do. Obviously.
No, it's good.
You can tell he studied for many ages. Athletics.
You put it in,
Don't touch that.
then
bottom.
let it out.
You're gonna touch the thing when you try and press that.
Metal?
Don't touch that.
Okay. We got this one.
It's good advice. Don't touch a metal rod that's been in fire.
It's pretty smoky. Why is it smoking so hard? Is it because the bottom is like burnt straight? Check the bottom. Check the bottom.
No, it's good. Wait, actually, maybe this
Yeah, it's not. It's not.
Well, something is smoking hard.
Who's doing this technique?
That's me. I'm going for the slow.
Okay.
Go this.
Now twist it around. Oh my god, that is black.
Is it stuck to the thing? Yes. Yes.
Oh dear lord.
Bring it around.
It's not too high. But it's
Now
like,
pull it off.
and put it
What you do is you pull it off, throw that one out because it's garbage. Boom. What is this? Put it on. We got it.
So, you did it.
So the fire's burned down now. You head over to the Lockmaster station, brush your teeth, and go to bed.
Now, the traditional way to cook a s'more, at least the way that I'm aware, is that you get your graham cracker and your chocolate,
Right.
and you kind of set that aside. You have that at the ready. You just roast a marshmallow And once the marshmallow is done the way you want it,
Yeah.
and you use another graham cracker and kind of like sandwich them around
Yeah.
the marshmallow and pull it off the stick and just eat
Makes
it.
sense. Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
Like none of this like baked on the ledge, none of this baked over the fire. Like it's
I
really
feel
the
like
only thing that you're
when-
cooking
when-
is the marshmallow.
When people try and cook on the fire, I feel like all knowledge of cooking prior to that goes up. Like they forget how like heat works. Cooking, like
They just
it's like here's a fire. I'll immediately cook this by putting it as close to the heat as I can.
To just get like completely dazzled by the fact that
Yeah,
it's
it's just
yeah.
like, you know, you wouldn't go and cook your roast chicken like from raw to I'm gonna put the oven on 800 degrees for 3 minutes. It's not how cooking works. Yeah, but you know, you fire and you want the immediacy of that this is gonna be cooked now.
That's why I said it when we were watching. It was just like, yeah, just make sure that those wieners are pre-cooked.
Pre-cooked, yeah.
All you need to do is heat and you're safe. Like that's the best way to get camping provisions. Like,
Yeah, no, that's you know, if we can take anything away from today's episode,
is how not to cook a s'more.
it's like buy pre-cooked camping food and don't touch a hot stick when it's been in a fire.
Yeah, wisdom. Now, I've really only watched up to the next episode, day 119. It is another. It's a continuation of the road trip. It's like another 15.
Okay, so
how do you feel about we just kind of put a pin in things here? You feeling
yeah, that's
like
good. I think that's good.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So, sorry everybody, kind of teasing the next episode. Next episode of Andrew's Cast will be rolling with the road trip.
Yep.
You know, day 119. It'll be great. Should have a couple of gifts up on the website and on Facebook there. Definitely that salt that we saw getting applied to those Wendy's fries. That's got to be on there. Maybe some of that s'mores action.
Yeah.
Maybe
I
some
mean,
of that. I don't know.
I like the long stare. Just
The long stare?
The long stare.
Do you want that as a gift, or do you think that would work as just like a capture? Because like either way, it's
Yeah.
pretty good.
Yeah.
We'll figure that out. But yeah, well, we wanted to thank you for tuning in.
Yep. And we'll catch you maybe in 2 weeks.
Maybe 2 weeks. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'll come more prepared next week. So.
No, this was great.
Yeah.
This was great. You know, we got a little existential.
Yeah, I mean.
You know, we got a little art critique-y.
Yeah, I mean sometimes they're the best episodes when we just go
Off script.
Yeah.
Using the finger quotes. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you, everybody. Be good to one another and take it easy.
Bye bye.